Striving to maintain the Copernican principle, modern cosmologists were hoping that the data from the 2001 Wilkinson probe, which showed a dual axis with Earth at or near the center of the universe, was a mere artifact or a false picture due to some kind of contamination. To test this hypothesis, the European Space Agency, in cooperation with NASA, sent up another probe in 2009. It was given the name Planck, in honor of the 20th century physicist Max Planck.
This probe had greater ability to capture the microwave radiation than the Wilkinson probe. Those who had staked their careers on the Copernican principle were hoping that Planck would show the universe was completely isotropic and homogeneous, just as Hubble, Einstein, Friedman, and Lemaitre sought to make it with their mathematical equations. But the Planck probe refused to cooperate. It not only produced the same results as the Wilkinson probe, it completed its task in such detail and clarity that its results could not be excused. Here we see that the resolution of the Planck probe is much clearer than the Wilkinson probe. As we will recall, the first of these probes was the COBE project in 1990. The second was the WMAP project in 2001. The third was the Planck project in 2009. All three gave the same results. The Earth is aligned by two axes with the rest of the universe and appears to be in the very center. There is an old adage in American culture which says, 3 strikes and you're out. This is where modern Big Bang cosmology is presently, and we are now waiting for the dust to settle. As expected, when the European Space Agency reported on Planck's findings, it interpreted them in line with the Copernican principle and treated any non-Copernican data as mere anomalies. For example, the agency stated,
"One of the most surprising findings is that the fluctuations in the cosmic microwave radiation temperatures at large angular scales do not match those predicted by the Standard Model."
The agency also stated,
"Another is an asymmetry in the average temperatures on opposite hemispheres of the sky. This runs counter to the prediction made by the Standard Model that the universe should be broadly similar in any direction we look."
Finally, the agency made this contradictory statement.
"We see an almost perfect fit to the Standard Model of cosmology, but with intriguing features that force us to rethink some of our basic assumptions."
As the European Space Agency admitted, the Planck probe data do not match those predicted by the Standard Model and runs counter to the prediction made by the Standard Model and has features that force us to rethink some of our basic assumptions. In essence, this means the Big Bang theory and its cosmological principle were falsified by the 2013 Planck probe, but it is being glossed over due to a prior commitment to the Copernican principle. For the European Space Agency to claim the Planck data is an almost perfect fit to the Standard Model of cosmology, yet has features that do not match those predicted by the Standard Model, is akin to saying that this cake of Jell-O contains 97% homogeneous gelatin, except of course for the 2 swords going through the middle of the cake. The swords in this case are analogous to the cosmic microwave radiation's dipole and quadrupole axes found in the Planck data, one of them known as the axis of evil, which shows that the Earth is in the center of it all and not in some remote region of the universe.
If we were to transpose the Jell-O image and superimpose its axes on the latest pictures of the CMB radiation, it would look something like this: an X cutting across the entire sphere of the universe, but with the added feature that the 2 lines coincide with the Earth's ecliptic and equator, respectively.
In addition to the cosmic microwave radiation aligning with the Earth's equator and ecliptic, we earlier noted that the anisotropies of extended quasars and radio galaxies are aligned with the Earth's equator and the North Celestial Pole. The discoverer, Ashok K. Signal, although a heliocentrist, describes his shocking discovery in these terms.
"What is intriguing even further is why such anisotropies should lie about a great circle, decided purely by the orientation of the Earth's rotation axis and/or the axis of its revolution around the Sun. It looks as if these axes have a preferential placement in the larger scheme of things, implying an apparent breakdown of the Copernican principle, or its more generalization, cosmological principle, upon which all modern cosmological theories are based upon. The Copernican principle states that the Earth does not have any eminent or privileged position in the universe, and therefore, an observer's choice of origin and/or orientation of his/her coordinate system should have no bearing on the appearance of the distant universe. Its natural generalization is the cosmological principle that the universe on a sufficiently large scale should appear homogeneous and isotropic, with no preferred directions to all observers. However, to us on Earth, the universe does show heterogeneous structures up to the scale of superclusters of galaxies, and somewhat beyond. But it is assumed that it will all appear homogeneous and isotropic when observed on still larger scales, perhaps beyond a couple of hundreds of megaparsecs. Radio galaxies and quasars, the most distant, discrete objects, at distances of many gigaparsecs or further, seen in the universe, should trace the distribution of matter in the universe at that large scale, and should therefore appear isotropically distributed from any vantage point in the universe, including that on Earth.
Hence, as far as we can look into space with our telescopes, we find that the universe is neither homogeneous nor isotropic, even to the most distant radio galaxies and quasars. In light of this, Signal asked the obvious question,
why should the equinox points and the North Celestial Pole have any bearing on the large-scale distribution of matter in the universe?
This is a very perplexing question for those who believe in the Big Bang, heliocentrism, and relativity, since these celestial anisotropies defy them all. The only answer left is that the Earth is in the very center of the universe, and that the latter moves with respect to the former. All in all, there are three basic alignments of the Earth with the universe. 1. The cosmic microwave radiation's dipole is aligned with the Earth's equator. The cosmic microwave radiation's quadrupole and octopole are aligned with the Earth-Sun ecliptic. And 3. The distant quasars and radio galaxies are aligned with the Earth's equator and the North Celestial Pole. Essentially, these three alignments provide the X, Y, and Z coordinates to place Earth in the very center of the known universe. This new information should send shivers up the spine of any human being who is alert and open to understanding the implications of what these sophisticated instruments are showing us. Unfortunately, the pride of man seems to have a much bigger stake in this game than a commitment to the unbiased and dispassionate reporting of scientific facts and their implications. Only time will tell if man is ready and willing to put away his pipe dreams and face the reality of a non-Copernican universe.